Hello and welcome back to the Mortgage Musketeer. My name is Sean Neely and today we are continuing our series on assets. We're going to be talking about the good faith deposit or the earnest money deposit. Same thing. All right, when you actually go to buy a house and put an offer in to purchase a home, they're oftentimes going to require you to put either a good faith deposit or earnest money deposit, same thing, down on the home to show that you're serious about buying the house. That money is then normally turned into the real estate agent, and then the real estate agent will either turn it into their brokerage or the title company, depending on who's going to hold the earnest money in escrow. So at that point, they're going to cash a check. They should be cashing the check because that is part of your assets. A lot of people don't realize that, hey, that good faith deposit or that earnest money deposit is most of the time applied towards your down payment. If you don't want that applied towards your down payment, that's something that you need to tell your loan officer up front. But because it's in the contract that you put it down, that is counted as part of your down payment. Since it's part of your down payment, it comes back down to everything that we've been talking about up to this point, and that is it has to be sourced. So the best way to do that is to write a check. And then in the loan process, we have to show that money coming out of your checking account or your savings account or wherever it's coming from. So it's really important for you to get that check written as soon as possible, turn it into your agent, and it's also important for the agent to actually turn it in and get it deposited as soon as possible. That way we can show it actually coming out of your account. Where we run into issues is where people just take random cash and put it down as an earnest money deposit, thinking it's just money, I just put it down, I'm going to hold my offer with the seller. And that is not the case. So when we get that, it means that it's not sourceable, and it goes back to that whole concept of cash is the devil, can't be used in the mortgage lending process. So we actually have to back it out of your assets. And what I mean by that is if you had, say, $10,000 in the bank and you put $500 down in earnest money deposit, the lender's only going to give you credit for $9,500, even though you may physically have $10,000 in the account. So that can become problematic if you're tight on cash to close. So when you're putting down that good faith deposit or that earnest money deposit, keep that in mind. Be very careful where that money comes from. I have seen it where a person will put down cash and then they think they're okay because the real estate agent will give them a receipt for it. Well, it's sourced because I have a receipt. No, it's still cash. And remember from episode 1 that cash we cannot source. So the other thing that we see is if people don't have a checking account, then they're going to have it taken out of their account and get a cashier's check. If you get a cashier's check, that is acceptable, but you need to control that. Make a copy of it. Normally the agent will do that, but you want to make sure that if it's, say, a $500 earnest money deposit that you're getting a cashier's check for, take out exactly $500 so that we can go back to the bank statement and say, here's where the $500 comes out. Most of the time there's a couple dollar charge for a cashier's check. That's fine because we can annotate that, we can source that. But if you go to get your cashier's check and you say, I'm going to take out $700, use $200 for groceries and $500 to buy a cashier's check, no go. Because then we can't source that $500 back exactly to that debit from the account because it's going to show $700 where it should show $500. Super, super important. So earnest money deposit is one of the things that we're going to deal with in underwriting. So know that even though we haven't begun the loan process and you're just in the offer, how you spend that money, how you put that money down for the good faith deposit is critical. All right, so I hope this was educational, and if you like what you've been hearing on here, please hit the subscribe button. I will have one more episode on this series for assets, and then we'll be moving on to other topics because I've got a lot to talk about. All right, again, smash the subscribe button, ring the bell so you know when more videos are being posted, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.